Hi, and welcome back to Chaos to Calm, the podcast for mums supporting a young adult through emotional storms, overwhelm, and everything that comes with it. I'm Sammy, and this space is here to help you feel less alone, more understood, and a little steadier, even when things feel anything but calm. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something that I think many people outside of this world don't fully see or understand. And that's about how good things can feel overwhelming. So this week, my daughter and I went to France for a few days to see Grandma and Grandpa. And honestly, even though it was planned, I really never truly knew if we were actually going until we got there. Because when you're supporting someone who struggles emotionally, there's often this invisible uncertainty around everything. Plans can change really quickly, emotions can shift really quickly, and even things that are supposed to feel nice can carry so much anxiety underneath them. So I think from the outside, people just see, oh, lovely, little trip away. But what they don't see is the emotional preparation beforehand, the overthinking, the worry about change, the worry about new places, the worry about routines being different, the what if it all goes wrong feeling that quietly follows you around. And I think that's something many mums like us live with constantly, not just on holidays, on ordinary days too. You become very aware that life can change really quickly, and your nervous system changes because of that. And one thing that really struck me while we were away was realising it's actually taken around 4 years for my daughter to be able to go and see Grandma and Grandpa in their new home. 4 years. Not because she doesn't love them, and not because she didn't want to go, but because new places can feel incredibly overwhelming when someone already feels emotionally overloaded inside. It's a different environment. It's a different routine. It's sleeping somewhere she doesn't know. It's that loss of control. Even being around people all day feels exhausting when someone is already trying hard just to regulate themselves emotionally. And I think sometimes anxiety gets misunderstood as just worrying, but it's often so much deeper than that. Sometimes it's a nervous system that simply cannot settle. One thing that we've also learned over time is how important space is. Not emotional distance, but physical space. Having somewhere for her to decompress. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere that doesn't feel overwhelming. So although we were visiting my mum and dad, her grandma and grandpa, we didn't all stay together. Years ago, I think I'd have worried more about what people thought of that. Now I understand that adapting isn't failure. It's understanding what actually helps her. And honestly, I think there's something really important in that for us as mums too. Sometimes we spend so long trying to create normal that we forget we're allowed to create what works, not what looks best to other people, and not what other people expect. What actually generally helps us and your child. So we were also navigating physical illness while we were away too, which adds another layer entirely, because physical health and mental health don't separate neatly, unfortunately. Pain affects emotions, stress affects the body, exhaustion affects coping. And when you are the parent supporting it all, you can constantly end up scanning, emotionally scanning. Are they okay? Are they hiding? Do they need space? Should we stay longer? Should we leave? Am I helping? Am I making things worse? It's exhausting. And if I'm really honest, my anxiety came on the trip too. Because when you've lived through enough emotional crises, your nervous system changes as well. You certainly stop fully trusting calm. Part of you is always preparing for things to unravel, even in the good moments, the great times. And I think many mums listening will understand that feeling deeply. But despite all of that, I absolutely loved being away with her. Not because it was perfect, not because it was easy, but because there were some fabulous moments, real moments, laughing together, quiet chats, tiny bits of normality, and also watching her cope with things she wouldn't have managed a few years ago. And I think sometimes that's what progress actually looks like. Not perfection, not suddenly being better. But they came. They stayed. They managed more than last time. We made some memories. And honestly, that's enough for me. So before I finish, I just wanted to mention that next week I'm running a free 3-day challenge for mums supporting young adults through emotional overwhelm and emotional dysregulation. We'll be talking about why emotions escalate so quickly, how to stay steadier in difficult moments, and practical things that genuinely help at home. Simple support, real life understanding, no judgment. I'll pop the details below and then you can come and join us. As always, thank you for being here. You're calm in the chaos, Sammy.